before two officers tase him in front of his wife and several of their children.
Stand up. Stand up. Roll over. Grab his hand. Just get on your stomach. Turn around. Just have him stand up. I think he's cooperative. Let me see your hands. Hands. Let me see your hands. I think he's gonna fall.
Match found.
John attempts to tell the officers that he is deaf, and eventually one figures it out and hands him a notepad and a pen. After which he would later go to the hospital for treatment of injuries resulting from the incident. The three officers involved wrote in their incident narratives that Kelly had tucked his hands under his torso, but the footage shows John with his hands up by his head both times that he is on his stomach, which appears as though he is bracing himself for another kick to his ribs. John says he was trying to gesture to the police and show them with his hands that he wanted to write, to communicate. A federal lawsuit filed in May of 2021 accuses the city of San Marcos and the three officers of violating Kelly's civil rights and the Americans with Disabilities Act. The suit claims that, quote, no attempt was made by police to communicate with John in a manner in which he could understand, despite him signing that he was deaf. No extra steps or precautions were taken by SMPD before they deployed a taser and kicked John. This case is scheduled to go to trial in September of 2023. All three officers remain employed by SMPD and have all completed a 4-hour course on interacting with drivers who are deaf or hard of hearing. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Was this force necessary to take John to the ground? Should tasers be an acceptable use of force for someone who is simply walking away?
Have to say this because, you know, my vibe. Stay clear on my explosions, okay?
Out of charges.
Check.
Need a drop.
अभी भी उतर
Out of charges. Here.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
Jet is playing it hard to get. Alright.
Here. Again.
Spike planted.
Enemy spotted A.
One enemy remaining.
Game. I love explosions. This party's just begun.
That's a good spot. Decoy. Cutting through. Here. Here. Here.
Spike down mid.
Portal closed.
One enemy remaining.
I'm still hungry.
Back soon.
Last round before the switch.
Spend everything. Don't be cheap. That works. Bonne chance, mes amis. Need backup.
I've got your spike.
Need backup.
One enemy remaining. Spike down A. Flawless.
Let them run.
Teleport's ready.
Switching sides.
Reyna, I'll take one side.
Takes Yasa. They'll be dead in 5 seconds.
Spike's here.
Need a drop. Thanks. future is radiant.
Match point.
If you've never seen a massacre, this is what it is. Reloading.
Here. Here. Here.
One enemy remaining.
Enemy in defender spot.
Was that their best?
Attackers win.
Look at this wreckage. I'm
Out of
so
charges.
proud.
Flank is good. I'm coming back over. I'm gonna flash low for you.
One stairs,
Oh,
one CT.
stairs.
Swinging maybe. Oh. Oh my
Oh.
god!
You didn't have to do him like that, bro.
What the hell did I just watch?
Last player standing. Spike down A. One enemy remaining.
Arena spawn. Spawn. T-spawn.
Oh.
Behind.
Okay, now you're trolling. Okay.
Dude, I'm drunk and I hit that.
What?
No. Spectre was here.
Could be right side.
Double door last one. He started.
We're going down.
Nice! Holy
That's my.
Oh my god!
Match found.
So many people sent me this. This simulation of water pouring through a maze by Bergman Joe, and it makes sense that you would send it to me because this is the kind of thing that I would make for real. So of course when I saw it I had to make it for real. I actually made 4 mazes in total, a simpler one and a more complex one, and I also made large versions of those 2 mazes. Let's look at the small mazes first, because when you see what happens with those, it'll be obvious why I made the larger versions. And by the way, this simulated version does eventually fill up completely with water, and it's very satisfying. But if you want to see that ending, you'll have to go to Bergman Joe's profile, link in the description. Okay, so here's the simpler maze first. And what we find brilliantly is that the water simply solves the maze without taking any wrong turns at all. And actually that makes sense because every time the water comes up against an incorrect path, well, the air inside the path has nowhere to go. So while the water is trying to push itself into the incorrect path, the air pressure inside that closed space is pushing back. If I had to characterize this as a maze-solving algorithm, the algorithm would be something like try all paths simultaneously using air pressure, which is cool. When the tank runs out, it's fun to watch the air bubbles solve the maze as well. And actually, it's quite different to Bergman Joe's simulation, where
Morning.
Rotating.
Spike planted.
Enemy spotted A.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Impressive wiring. Jet, don't slow down for us. Our creatures move fast. They'll keep up. Let's go, Viper. Need help. There.
Garage B.
Need help. Hey! Need help. Okay.
B.
There.
Down B. One enemy remaining.
Spotted B. Reloading.
Let us use our sight to our advantage.
Reloading.
Spike down A. One enemy remaining.
Girly.
Sky Heaven Beth.
Behind you, backstab. Okay, stay to left side. Wait.
Last round in the half. We can't take anything for notice.
Can I get a drop? Thanks. There. Need help. I've got your trail. Gone like that.
You want to play? Let's play.
Out of charges. One enemy remaining. Spike down
Right
mid.
down mid.
Reloading.
Switching sides.
We know what we're doing. Trust each other and we'll be fine. Reloading. Reloading. Reloading.
Volley, I'll go down side.
Reloading. Needs
Volley,
help.
volley. Cypher play.
Let's make him need help.
Let's go.
Enemy spotted. Medic. Medic.
Hey!
Spike down A.
Reloading. Spike drop.
Reloading.
Healing over. Enemy spotted.
He's fighting.
Last player standing.
I can't see them yet. Feel them getting ready.
Reloading. Reloading. I dropped the spike. Enemy spotted him. There.
Reloading.
One down. There. Satchel out. Plant the spike. I got the spike. There.
One enemy remaining.
Hey, 79 tag, push him fast. Chance, hot plant. He went up top.
Last player standing.
Planted.
That's it.
Hawk out.
Reload.
Match point.
Will they try the same?
Reloading. Here, There. Grenade! Hulk out! Reloading. Bomb buddy out.
Nice cypher things.
Heal up, squad. Here. Ult's ready.
Seek some out.
One enemy remaining.
Satchel up. I'm still here, amigo.
Attackers win.
Time. Good stuff.
Where the water eventually tries every path, even after it's found the solution. What about the more complex maze? Well, for this one, I chose a maze where the solve path takes the player all the way back up to the very top again. Well, already something seems to be amiss. Like, there shouldn't be any water here, or at least not yet. And there shouldn't be any water here either. Or at least there shouldn't be if this maze is following the same rules as the previous maze. So what's going on here? Well, the explanation is quite simple. I just didn't build a watertight maze. The reason I didn't build a watertight maze is because it's really difficult. Like, I've got 3 layers of laser cut acrylic here. A black layer, that's the maze itself, and 2 clear layers sandwiching the black layer. And the best way to bond these layers together is with solvent that literally dissolves the acrylic on both sides so that they weld together when the solvent evaporates. That's easy enough when you're bonding the black layer to the first clear layer. The solvent simply seeps between the 2 bits of acrylic. But then when you put the second clear layer on top, well, how do you get the solvent in there? A fun side note, one thing you realize very quickly when you laser cut a maze is that mazes are always made of 2 separate pieces. I mean, it's obvious when you think about it, but it's quite cool to see. Actually, a maze becomes very easy to solve if you color the 2 parts separately. But anyway, why did I build the larger mazes? Well, look, I stated that the reason water doesn't go in here is because there is air in the way. But why doesn't the air just bubble out so the water can get in? Well, it's because of surface tension. The air is unable to bubble past the surface tension of the water. So if we make the maze bigger until surface tension isn't significant anymore, we should expect the maze to be solved in a different way. We should expect the water to use a different solving algorithm. Maybe something closer to what Bergman Joe showed in his simulation. By the way, for the larger maze, I had the genius idea of laser cutting thin channels into the outer clear acrylic, so I could squirt the solvent in once the clear sheet was in place. But anyway, here's the simple maze in action. And you can see without the power of surface tension, the water finds the lowest possible place it can go to. Sometimes momentum plays a part, so it will fill certain paths before others as a result, but broadly, without surface tension, the water tries more paths before finding the correct one. If I had to describe it in terms of a solving algorithm, it would be something like always take the path that takes you lower until you can't anymore, and then take the next lowest path. We'll get to the more complex maze in a second, but first let's compare this to Bergman Joe's simulation. More of the maze becomes full of water, but it doesn't fill up like it does in Bergman Joe's. Like, water can never get into this region, or any of these regions. And you can see why. Again, it's air pressure. Except it's not surface tension that's holding the water back, it's just the geometry of the thing. Like, air would have to go down before it could go up in this scenario, so it simply doesn't because air is less dense than water. So my hunch is that what's going on in Bergman Joe's simulation is that there is no air in his simulation. It would be very difficult for me to recreate that with my setup. Like, even if I could do this in a vacuum,
careful near the ship. That portal does not work as intended. Such a bad investment.
Down A.
I have the spike.
Last player standing.
That Raze has some good inventory. Would love to pick them apart.
Impressive.
Impressive. Reloading.
Impressive.
Get him, wingman.
Battle out. Reloading.
Plant a spike.
I got the spike, wings.
One enemy remaining.
Enemy spotted A.
Fighting their
This is just the beginning.
Reloading. 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 One down. Blocking sight. Finished.
My
Enemy
ult ready.
spotted me.
He's gonna plant spike.
Reloading. Reloading.
Spike planted. Thanks, wings.
Get in sight. One enemy remaining. There.
Okay, take it back, guys.
Ult's ready.
Last round before the switch.
I'll use everything after this.
Need a drop.
Spend it.
Reloading. Can I get a drop? Thanks.
Nope.
Let's do what we do. Run, little man.
Cutting their vision.
Multiple enemies A.
There.
Blocking sight.
Cutting their vision. They will cover. standing. Switching sides.
That should be enough, yes?
Reloading. Reloading.
Reloading.
Let's go.
Spike down A.
Gotcha.
Last player standing.
I hate to say it, but probably best to play as a team. What's the plan?
Spike planted.
Hey! Satchel out.
Last player standing. Match point.
Oh, I'm surrounded by minha família.
Reloading.
We won't lose.
Impressive.
Get out of my way!
It's all you, little homie. Crash got a hit.
One enemy remaining. Spike down. Cutting their vision.
Their lives are so meaningless. Might as well give them to me. Need help.
They will cover!
Need help.
Spike planted. Enemy remaining.
Ready. Grenade!
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
Last player standing.
Teleport's ready. This is less than ideal.
Attackers win. Match found. Match.
They have no idea how heartless I am.
That castle beyond the dome dates back to 48 BC. Shame it couldn't be saved.
Gotta go!
Many enemies B. Governor taken out. I'm out of here. Reloading.
Spike down, B.
Reloading. Reloading. I'm out of here.
Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
Was that important? Reloading.
Find them again. Kill them again.
Go, go, go. I'll find their cipher.
My ult's ready.
One enemy remaining.
Their jet has nothing on me. I got it. Many enemies B. Enemy B. Yikes.
Rotating.
Enemy down.
Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
My ult.
Last round in the half.
Nothing will be saved after this.
Go, go, go.
There.
Need a drop.
I'm taking point. I'm taking point. There. There.
Flashing a zone 1. Found the spy. Watch this.
point.
They're supposed to be fighting back, right?
I'm out of here.
No.
Gotta go.
I suggest we keep winning.
No.
Go, go, go!
Enemy spotted B. Reloading.
One enemy remaining.
Reloading. I'm out of here. It's over. Go, go, go.
Attackers win.
You're lucky, Angelos. Or else your families will be next.
Valorant are with the fan or the Vandal, but we need to give the other guns some love too. That's why today, I'll be going over an iconic VCT moment with every gun in the game, and that starts with the classic. Champions 2021 group stage, Sentinels vs Team Liquid. Liquid is up 12-10 on the first map of Breeze, only needing one more round to take it. Sentinels plant the bomb on A and line up their post-plant positions, but it all seems to crumble.
That's insane from Soulcast. Takes Tenz's head right off and is now just down to Zoms.
Match found.
Versus 3. There is a time concern here. Zoms, there it is. There's a snake bite. Can he stop this? Is the snake bite going to be enough? It is going to deny this one for now. And there goes the flashing. He's going to... Oh! That is Zoms! He's pulled it out of the bag out of nothing! Zoms, 1 versus 3. Sentinel's not dead just yet.
Free gun, by the way. Going down the list, next up is the Shorty. It's a pretty common purchase nowadays, but it's been less common over the past few years. There was one player who always seemed to get value out of it though, Sugar Zero for Zeta Division. That brings us to Zeta vs Liquid, the match that started their fairy tale run at Masters Reykjavik. Liquid starts the B execute, but have no idea what's waiting for them in tower.
It's in though, and look who's on the other side. Shorty ready with Sugar Zero, and it's nasty work.
What can the guy do?
Woody, where's the trade? Where's the next bit of danger?
Oh my, wait, does he have a gun? Bro, he has a gun and he's not using it.
Irrelevant to the outcome.
The fact that he picks up a gun and still decides to use the Shorty is what makes this clip so good. Next up is the Frenzy, and this might have been the easiest gun to get a clip for in this video. It doesn't have many iconic moments, but the one it does have will go down in Valorant legend. I mean, is Tens using it? Of course it will.
Tens, he's got the Frenzy, and he's got a kill. Man, all up in Moose's face, and he's getting a jumping one as well on the Thief. I said this the first time I called Tens. This is his world, and we're just living in it.
Great commentary by Doug and an amazing play. If only he'd actually gotten the ace. There are a few different candidates for the Ghost, but I went with a play that established a player in his first ever round of VCT. Nivera is the brother of Scream, and when he switched over to Valorant for the last chance qualifier, he would have a promising future ahead with this very first round.
So we're getting a good bit of damage, and Nivera starting off with a triple. If this man starts his career with an ace, I'm speechless. This cannot happen. This is scripted. This is unreal. Nivera swing, let it through it, and he gets that ace. How do you want to start a career with a bang?
It's a shame that we didn't get to see most of the kills, but it was still a great play regardless. And for the final pistol, it's the Sheriff. There were so many clips to choose from, but the one I picked is from a player mostly known for another gun. That player is CNED, who you might know from his op gameplay, but this almost 1v5 ace versus focus is probably the best Sheriff clip in VCT.
He gets 2, right? Oh my!
crossed a line coming here. This ain't their world. It's ours.
Sheriff clip in VCT.
He gets 2, right? Oh my god!
Sheriff clip. In VCT.
He gets 2, right? Oh my god!
Enemy spotted. A.
Someone
Enemy
spotted C.
Finished.
One dead.
One enemy remaining.
Reloaded.
My ult's ready.
Careful now.
And I'm still hungry. That should humble them. Need a drop. Need help. There.
Yo, Doc, keep us stocked up.
They will cover.
I'll return. Here.
Watch your eyes!
Opponent killed.
Time to jump.
For you.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
Fake teleport.
One enemy remaining.
Look out for that raise, fam.
Impressive.
Why are you blowing up?
Impressive.
Can someone get this? Thank you.
Stop them. This is our turn.
Hawk out.
Cutting their vision.
Hey. Walk it off, G.
There.
The hunt begins.
One enemy remaining. Spike down A.
Spikes A.
Last standing. 30 seconds left. Last round before the switch.
Spend your money now. There's no bank in hell.
I can buy for you. What do you want?
I got yous, okay?
Need help. Who's next? There. Idiots. Need help. Enemy remaining.
Here.
Need healing.
Healing. Here.
Here. There. I'll handle it. I'm back.
Switching sides.
The MVP is mine. Let's do this.
Can someone get this? Thank you. Here.
Not bad.
Enemy spotted. One dead.
One enemy remaining. Match point.
Well, I reckon morale's getting pretty low over there.
Reloading.
Take everything.
There.
Reloading.
My ult's right. There. There. Out of charges.
Reloading. Reloading.
I need healing.
Hawk out. Blinded.
I need
Enemy
healing.
spotted sick. Healing over here.
Spike down. Attacker spawn.
Stand calm. We are Valorant. We are fighters.
There.
Fight!
Inside. Stay inside. There.
Come on, let's go!
Fake teleport. Cutting through.
They will come!
Planted. Fake teleport. Reloading.
Watching here.
There. I'm watching here.
Joke's over! You're dead!
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.